Hi guys. All right, let's go over this map and see how you do. So I'm going to point to something and you say it before I do. See how well you do. All right, for our borders, we have Wyoming, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, New Mexico. You probably beat me on that one. And Utah. All right, let's say some directions, okay? So we have north, northeast, east, southeast is this direction, south, southeast, southwest, sorry. And by the way, I forgot Arizona. And west. North, did we say that one? Okay. All right, let's go over our rivers. Oh boy. We have our South Platte River, we have our Arkansas River, we have our Rio Grande River, and we have the Colorado River. Now I didn't really give you much of a chance, so I'm going to let you do that again to say the rivers. Ready? South Platte, Arkansas, Rio Grande, Colorado. All right, let's say our dots as well. We have, of course, our capital, Denver. Then right up here in the north, we are in Fort Collins, or Windsor, or you know where you are. Boulder, Colorado Springs, Pueblo, Durango, Glenwood Springs, Grand Junction. So Colorado Springs is 2 words, Grand Junction is 2 words, Glenwood Springs is 2 words. Okay? All right. Let's see. Let's review our rivers as well. So, I'm sorry, not our rivers. We just did that. Let's review our interstate. So we have I-25 going north and south. We have I-70 going east and west. Let's talk about some 14ers. We have in Rocky Mountain National Park, we have Longs Peak. Mount Elbert is our tallest 14er. Let's see. We have Grays and Torreys. You can climb those the same day. We have Beardstadt, Mount Evans, Pikes Peak. This is right outside of Colorado Springs. We have Pikes Peak, the one that has the cog rail. That isn't quite working yet. Then we have Mesa Verde right down here outside of Durango. We have the Great Sand Dunes National Park right over here. We have Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park right here, right outside of Gunnison, the town. And we have Dinosaur National Monument right up here. Okay, so let's go over our parks again. We have Rocky Mountain National Park, Dinosaur National Monument, Mesa Verde National Park, Great Sand Dunes National Park, Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park. All right, and let's see what else we have. Oh, does anybody remember how many 14ers we have? We have 54 14ers. All right, let's talk about our longest Colorado residents. Do you remember what Indians those were? The Ute Indians, yes. And then we had you do some dates. So you picked up at 1806. So find your timeline, page 19, and let's talk about 1806. So if you need to pause me, you could. All right. 1806, you have written down that Zebulon Pike explores the Arkansas River. We know where that is. And he discovers Pikes Peak. Get it? Zebulon Pike, Pikes Peak. Okay, so he found this big, tall mountain, and he named it Pikes Peak. And then between 1825 and 1856, there were fur traders that started living in Colorado, and they also started establishing trading posts along the Arkansas and Platte rivers. A trading post is where they would bring their goods to sell to people, whether that be beaver pelts or whether that would be flour, sugar, different types of foods that they would need. While they're out there. People would be searching for gold, and so we're going to talk about that a little bit. And so they would set up a trading post, kind of like a little general store, convenience store, like 7-Eleven. All right, 1848 to 1850, Mexico gives up the remaining part of Colorado. 1858 to 1859, gold is discovered near Cherry Creek. Have you ever heard of the Cherry Creek Mall down towards Denver? And this causes, when the gold was discovered, it causes a gold rush. And so a lot of people would write Pikes Peak Gold Rush. They would write Pikes Peak or bust. When Mr. LaMontagne and I moved out from Connecticut to Colorado, we put a big sign on our car that said Colorado or bust. It's like, we're going to Colorado or else. So we drove out here and made it. Okay, let's see, 1861, the Colorado Territory was created with its present boundaries. So this was the Colorado Territory, and it had these boundaries, but it wasn't yet a state in 1861. Okay, in 1864, Camp Collins is established on the Overland Trail. If you are living in Fort Collins, you might know of Overland Trail Road. Okay, it's out by the mountains on the west side of town. So we have Overland Trail Road. Camp Collins was established on the Overland Trail, which was a real trail for these people. And it was established to protect travelers from Indians. So it's kind of like a safety, like, oh, get to Camp Collins. And we can be safe from the people, maybe from starvation, whatever they were facing as they were traveling from the east. In 1867, you have written down Denver is now the territorial capital instead of Golden. Golden, Colorado is right outside of, a little bit southwest of Denver, and Golden used to be our capital. 1876, you should be most familiar with this date. Colorado becomes the 38th state. That's interesting. I don't know if I've mentioned that before. I did mention the nickname. You remember our state's nickname? The Centennial State. Yes. Okay, I think I heard Jonathan say it. I think I heard Caden say it. Oh, Emmy, Aubrey, Jason? Okay, just checking. I didn't hear anybody say it. Okay, but I hope you said it. All right, Colorado becomes the 38th state in 1876. And it was the only state to join that year. You remember me saying that? And then our last date that you have written down, 1894. The present Capitol building is finished. Have you seen a picture when you're looking through your brochures yet of our state capitol? Could you recognize it with the big gold dome on top? That was finished. That building was finished in 1894. So fairly old building, wouldn't you say? All right. You only have 4 more dates left to write. And one of them doesn't fit on your page. So guess what? You only have to write 3. All right, so I'm going to show you 4. I'm going to show you 1906, so the 1900s, down to 1973. You're going to have to look closely. And a couple of you have mentioned that you couldn't see these words, and so you've written to me, and I've sent it to you a different way. Thank you, because that's what I did mention that I wanted you to do so that you can keep up with us. Okay, you're going to look at 1906 to 1973. There's 4 dates. You're only going to pick 3 of them to write down. You only have room enough for 3 of them. So just read through them and then pick the 3 you'd like to write on your timeline. So your timeline might look a little different than someone else's, at least for one date. And you're going to freeze it. Okay, here you go. I think you should freeze it there. Okay, sorry about that. I think some of it was cut off, but I hope you got that. All right, one more thing that I wanted to talk to you about were the mountain ranges. We have some mountain ranges. Oh no, I lost it. Okay, we have our mountain ranges here in Colorado. By the way, all this yellow is where I've been in Colorado, so been on quite a grand tour. All right, so we have, of course, we're most familiar with Front Range going along I-25 here. We have the Front Range. Then down here we have the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. By the way, that's Spanish for blood of Christ. And somebody saw that and saw the mountains when they were, it was either dusk or dawn, and the mountains were red with that glow, and they just were reminded. And so they called these mountain ranges the Sangre de Cristo. The San Juan mountain range out here by Durango, I said that was the most beautiful mountain range that we have. And the Sawatch mountain range, I believe is right. Oh, I should tell you exactly where it is. Oh goodness, I believe it's right in this area, but I will get back to you on that. All right, thanks. Have a great afternoon.